Now the growth of organised crime in South Africa being seen as a real threat to our democracy.
That's according to the 2023 Global Organised Crime Index. The country ranked 19th out of 193 UN member countries for criminality. It places it high up with the worst in the world.
Ziyanda Ngcobo has more.
83% of the world's population is living in environments pervaded by high criminality, and South Africa is no different. Over the last 2 years, our country's resilience to organised crime has dwindled to a point where our criminality score sits at number 3 out of the 54 nations on the continent. The civil society organization that compiled the Global Organised Crime Index says crime levels are on the rise, whilst our ability to be resilient against the intensity of these acts is diminishing. In this context, resilience is defined as the ability to withstand and disrupt organized criminal activities as a whole through political, economic, legal and social measures.
South Africa occupies a unique space in that it has extremely high levels of worsening, growing, more violent organized crime. But it also has comparatively high levels of resilience, although according to the new index, we would say that those levels of resilience are declining while criminality is increasing. And you see that every day. There's violent cash and transit heists on our streets. The numbers of murders, at 70 people being murdered a day, the ability of police to solve murder cases.
One forensic investigator says South Africa attracts a wide range of bad actors, primarily because of a disorganized police force, lack of political commitment, and failure to have a targeted approach when it comes to transnational crime. He says a multi-pronged response, which includes departments such as the Reserve Bank, Home Affairs, SARS and others, would see effective results.
What we need essentially is a mega war room. This mega war room has to be headed by either a crime-fighting czar or an intelligence czar that answers directly to the president. We need to see the president taking us into his confidence once a week in fire room chats where he sits and he speaks to the nation and he talks about the successes in the war against crime.
Investigative journalist Karen Dolly, who has looked into organized crime both inside and outside our country's borders, says authorities should enlighten citizens more often about what is happening around them.
For example, let's take the incident that happened in Constantia, an upmarket Cape Town suburb a few months ago. There was an Interpol wanted suspect from Bulgaria who was murdered. And that shows that what we could think of as just another shooting here is actually part and parcel of a much bigger, booming organized crime trade. And I think understanding is key, because if we understand what something is, we can deal with it better. And of course, we need thorough, clean governance.
The report has noted that South Africa boasts a number of pervasive criminal networks, and more concerning is that these are heightened by criminal actors, most being embedded in the state. For Newzroom Afrika on Channel 405, I'm Ziyanda Ngcobo in Johannesburg.